from a young kid, I knew my mom wasn't normal and that she struggled with something. I knew it was drugs. I didn't know what type of drugs, but my mom was addicted to cocaine and crack cocaine. And so living with her was just, it was hard. The weird thing is people in my community knew my mom did drugs just because some of my friends in the neighborhood sold my mom drugs. So I grew up with just a lot of dysfunction. My dad lived about 30 miles away from me, never came to come see me. He wasn't a typical deadbeat dad. He was in the military, he never been in prison, didn't do drugs. It's just, he got hurt by my mom and just never came around. So I grew up just with an empty feeling, just something in my life was just, the best way I could describe it, my life was like a TV with no antenna. It was just, everything was blurry. And long story short, from there, at 8 years old, I started going to an after-school Christian program where I would meet the family who would eventually take me in and adopt me. And yeah, so my life went from chaos to structure overnight.
Everything you got. Oh, that was better.
I know what it's like not to have a dad, so I know without a dad what can happen to a child's life when they don't have it. Since I got saved, I was always drawn to people in the margins. And I think anyone without a father at home, you are in the margins. If we just look at the numbers with kids who don't have fathers in the home, higher suicide rate, higher opportunity. So I would consider them marginalized. So for me, being here is important to me because every day I get to pour in to some child who maybe is experiencing exactly what I experience. And a hole, because when there's a father who's not there, there is a hole there. Now, like I said, I am passionate about being here just because it's full circle for me. I get to see and be a part of and push back darkness that I had, and I know what that darkness does. I get to do it every day here with the boys here, so.
There you go, awesome. That's Basil.
I think the mission of Hope Farm and for me to give to these boys is to give obviously biblical truth. My goal is to say, I don't want a boy come to this program and get 20 years and say, no one told me. No one told me either what I was missing, not having a father, and no one told me about Christ, right? I do think there is some misconceptions out there. If I don't have a dad, I don't need him. And maybe you don't, you can go on. But I do think it robs you of something that God designed. And the earlier you can find out and you can know about that, I think the earlier you can start working on the healthy adult you will be. So I love the fact that we're getting boys at 5 years old and we're already tackling these things and having those conversations. And it's never the one conversation to get it, it's 1,000 little ones until you get it. And we at Hope Farm get to be a part of those 1,000 little conversations till young men get it.